This disease remains a conundrum, and we started just recently unlock some of the mysteries around papillary kidney cancer. It's the second most common type of kidney cancer, and still not much research done in it compared to the most common type, the clear cell kidney cancer. We now understand that the clinical outcome can be divergent depending on the type of kidney cancer, whether it's type 1 or type 2. And even inside type 2, there seems to be a divergent treatment. What also divergent outcome. What also is interesting about this disease is now we are studying it at the molecular level. There's a lot of single institution studies, but also there is a national study called the Cancer Genome Atlas, specifically dedicated at the molecular level using different platforms from DNA, RNA, protein analysis to characterize papillary kidney cancer in great details. And why is that? Because still there is a significant number of papillary kidney cancer that either present with stage 4 disease, which is incurable, or can get a curative intent surgery, then recur later. And for that, currently the available therapies we have, these targeted therapies that are standard in the clear cell, the most common type, do not seem to work as well in papillary kidney cancer. So in this situation, both the Europeans and the North American do agree when they look at their guidelines in non-clear cell kidney cancer, which papillary kidney cancer is the most dominant histology, that a clinical trial is preferred in this disease, and therefore the need for new target and the need for new treatments. Volitinib is a very specific and potent c-Met inhibitor. While several other drugs in the past had dual mechanism of action against c-Met, VEGF, or were not as potent against c-Met. And why c-Met seems interesting? Because of the data coming suggesting that papillary kidney cancer, or at least a subset, an important and perhaps a large subset of papillary kidney cancer seem to be driven by c-Met, and that's a targetable thing we can do. So Volitinib represents a drug or a class of drug that can have a place in this disease. So therefore we embarked on a study based on the tolerability of Volitinib and based on the facts that initially, the early studies showed some activities with papillary kidney cancer with Volitinib. We embarked on a specific papillary kidney cancer with Volitinib. The study just opened. It's a national study at this point, and it will involve also centers outside the United States. It's two-stage. The first stage will enroll 20 patients and will look at their responses pattern, and then hopefully will extend to the second stage, enrolling 55 patients. Patient could have received a prior treatment and progressed on prior treatment, such as VEGF inhibitor, mTOR inhibitor, or could be treatment naive. And what we're trying to address here in a prospective fashion to take some tissue. Sometimes we need a fresh biopsy, but certainly we need at least the archival tumor tissue to study all those alterations around MET as a pathway and correlated with the treatment outcome. I'm very glad that finally we have a study with a specific potent MET inhibitor focused on kidney cancer that get in real time, on papillary kidney cancer, that get in real time tissue to finally ask the question, is MET a valid target in kidney cancer papillary type? It is variable. It's variable how to join a trial. If the trial is not open at the center, the best thing is to go through the oncologist or through the patient and look at cancer.gov on clinical trial available. So this trial currently is available in many places in the United States and will be in more places. And once you can find a center that offers the trial, there will be a meeting between the research team, the oncologist, and the patient to look if the patient meet the eligibility criteria. Of course, patient need to be at least in good shape, need to have papillary kidney cancer, and there are other criteria. The drug, it's taken by mouth. And initially the studies, the follow-up may be a bit more intense, but with time, after a safety, period, the follow-up schedule is less intense. Normally, the patient, this is taken outpatient. It's oral outpatient. The patient doesn't need to stay in the hospital. What else I can say about this trial? It's important to know it's two-stage. So we're going to examine after the first 20 patients what will happen and this will guide the decision for the next stage of the trial. Regarding toxicity, so far it seems that everything is okay. However, the drug is still very early on in the phase. The patient has to read the informed consent and have a discussion with their physician how and what to expect. But at least we know, at least from prior experience with Volitinib, that the drug, was safe enough to progress to the next stage. However, individual cases do vary, both for efficacy and for toxicity.